Alright. If you haven't seen my shorts video of the full unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2, I will be popping up the video link in the screen, which you can also find in the video description below. For now, let's go through the specs first. The Buds 2 has a BES 2500 ZP chipset and an operating system of RTOS. The speaker here is a dynamic two-way woofer and tweeter. It has a 3 microphone plus a VPU. For the connectivity, this has a Bluetooth 5.2 with profile for HFP, A2DP, and AVRCP. Buds 2 uses AAC and SBC and a Samsung proprietary scalable codec. It also has a barrage of sensors like the accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity, Hall, touch, and a voice pickup unit or VPU. It is available in 5 colors which I am flashing in the screen now. You can also see the dimensions of the Buds 2 now, in case you are interested to know them. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 have a compact design on a shiny white finish at the outside of the case, which weighs at 41.2 grams. It has the USB Type-C port at the back and a wireless charging plate at the bottom of the case. Makes sense. At the front we have the light indicator. It's only one and changes color depending on what you're doing on the case. When you open the case, you will see another small LED light inside and it will reveal the color of your buds, and my pair here is olive. The bud shape looks like a small egg. It weighs 5 grams each and is rated at IPX2, which means they can handle a little bit of sweat or light rain, but they're not designed to be fully submerged in water. We can see the 3 microphone holes here, 2 in the right and 1 in the left bud. At the bottom, we have the sensors along with the magnetic pins which lets the buds charged when resting on the case. We also have a printed L and R here to make sure you wear it in the correct ear. And then we have the rubber ear tips here. The package has extra tips with different sizes in case you want a smaller or bigger ones. The case and buds have strong magnets, and once the buds is in place on the case, you won't need to worry about it falling off even if you shake the case. Overall, a very solid and good-looking build. I also love this olive color. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 earbuds have an official battery life of 5 hours, with noise cancelling on, and 7.5 hours when it is off. In my experience, the Buds 2 actually lasted a little more than that, around 10 to 15 minutes more, which is great. Usually the battery rating of the product owner is over the top as compared to the real world, but in this case, it is the opposite, which is great. The case adds an extra 15 hours to the Bud's life, and a 5-minute quick charge gives the earbud 60 minutes of battery life, which will be very handy on an emergency listening situations, whatever that is. Charging the Buds on the case from 0 to 100 takes just about 25 to 30 minutes. While charging the case from 0 to 100 takes around 1 hour and 15 minutes. This light indicator here will change from red to green when the case is fully charged. Using a wireless charger basically tops up the Buds 2 around the same time as the wired charging. Maybe just slower for about 5 to 10 minutes. Charging and battery life is not the best among the oceans of earbuds out there, but they are good enough for most people. When you are using a Samsung phone, pairing is effortless. Just open the case of the Buds 2 and your Samsung phone will automatically detect it. Just tap connect and you're done. I am using a Galaxy S23 phone here. Every time the Buds connects to your Samsung phone, it will show you the earbuds and the case battery percentage, which I really like since it helps you monitor if you already need to charge them. When you go to your phone's Bluetooth settings, you will of course see the Buds 2 connected and change its Bluetooth settings as normal. For non-Samsung devices, you can still use the Buds 2 of course. You just need to open the case to enable pairing. Then from the Bluetooth settings of that device, just connect the Buds 2 as you would any other Bluetooth devices. Since Samsung will naturally promote its own products, it is much easier to pair the Buds on other Samsung devices, but it is very much pairable and usable on any other devices, as long as it has Bluetooth, even on Microsoft or Apple devices. Galaxy Buds 2 has a touch control on both earbuds. A single tap on any of the earbud will play or pause the music, while a double tap, also on any of the buds, will move to the next track. Then a triple tap to any of the buds will move to the previous track. I'm not a fan of a touch control on earbuds, since usually they are too sensitive, like the one here in Buds 2. So you cannot use it while lying on the bed, since any contact to the buds will trigger a touch control. And sometimes, you only want to tap it twice, but because of its sensitivity, the tap registers as double or even triple, which is very annoying. Also, I don't think Samsung has optimized this controls that much. They should have utilized the left and right buds in the controls, just like what Sabbat E12 Ultra did. For example, double tap on the left bud moves to previous track, while a double tap on the right bud goes to the next track. Doing it that way will give the user a sense of direction for the track, and will also open up more controls that you can program into the Buds 2. And an important note, the double tap and triple tap controls are weirdly turned off by default. I don't know why. It seems dumb to disable these by default. You'll need to turn it on through its software companion called Galaxy Wearables. If you have a Samsung phone, it is pre-installed. Otherwise, you will need to install it. For the Galaxy Wearables, you can also customize the touch and hold control, which mostly will set as the volume control, since there's no volume control by default here, which is another weird thing to do by Samsung. Talking about the software companion, let's deep dive into it. Again, the app is called Galaxy Wearables. Upon opening the app, you will see that you are connected to the Buds 2. And the first settings here that you can change is the noise controls. You can turn on or off the active noise cancelling, or ANC, or enable the ambient sound. Ambient sound is the ability to hear what's around you. You can also set the ambient sound volume here. Putting it on high basically makes it a low-key hearing aid. So I suggest just putting it in the middle. Then we have the touch controls, which I already briefly showed earlier. You can toggle the single, double and triple tap controls here. And then customize the touch and hold gesture. You have 4 options here for the control. And here's what I'm saying earlier, considering the left and right buds for the controls. They can do it here, why not do it for all the tap controls as well? Going back to the home page of the app, we have the earbud settings here. You have the preset equalizer values here. You can select the bass boost if you are a bass head like me. We can also let Bixby read the notifications aloud. You can select which app it will read aloud at the bottom, which is a nice additional layer of customization. You can also set Bixby to listen while you are wearing the Buds 2. When this is enabled, when you say "Hi Bixby," it will open and accept you commands. Like in this example where I asked Bixby to open the camera app. There you go. Then ask it again to close the camera app. Making everything easy and hands-free. Seamless earbud connection lets you use the Buds 2 on multiple devices, as long as you have the same Samsung accounts on these devices. You don't need to disconnect and reconnect anymore, just switch immediately. In-ear detection for calls, switches between phone speakers and Buds 2, depending if you are wearing the Buds 2 in your ear or not. 360 audio makes the sound immersive. I suggest turning this on if you like bigger sound stage effect. Earbud fit test will check if you are wearing the Buds 2 correctly, which is a unique feature. I don't think I have seen anything like this from any other earbuds. Nice. You can also toggle to use ambient sound for calls to make sure that you are aware of your surroundings while talking to someone. For the labs, you can enable a double tap at the edge for volume control. You will need to tap the back of your ear for this. And I find this easier to use than the tap and hold. You can also enable gaming mode for a lesser latency. Then you can also reset the Buds 2 here back to its factory settings. Accessibility lets you make one earbud louder than the other one or enable ambient sound just on one earbud. And you can also view the software information here along with the product information. In addition to the Galaxy Wearable app, you can also use PC Buds Manager for Windows machines as a software companion for the Buds 2. As for the microphone of the Buds 2, listen to these tests that I did.
Hello, this is a test of the microphone of Galaxy Buds 2. So I am on a semi-noisy environment. Hello, mic test mic, hello. So this is how you would sound if you are using the Galaxy Buds 2 on the phone. Probably. Test mic, hello, test mic, hello. Hello, this is another test of the Galaxy Buds 2 microphone. Now with a simulated street noise with cars and horns all around. Hello, test mic, hello, 1, 2, 3, test mic.
Okay. Having a 3 microphone, the Buds 2 picks up my voice clearly even when it is on my ear. I think the microphone is too sensitive though, as it picks up all the background noise clearly as well. I tested having ANC on and off, and it has no effect in the microphone. There is little to none microphone noise cancelling here. In the first microphone test that you heard, those background noises were actually from the kids talking outside my house, which I can barely hear when I did the test. But the Buds 2 was still able to pick up those noises, which is not good, since those should be considered noise and should be cancelled out. For the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 sound quality, it is generally great. I think the enhancements from the Galaxy Wearable makes a lot of difference. Like the 360 audio, which when turned on, produces a well-balanced sound stage which is sure to please most people. Separation of instruments is clear and it makes the sound immersive. The bass boost in the preset equalizer makes the bass deep. I never encountered a TWS that has the same bass as the Sabbat E12 Ultra until now. As a bit of a bass head, I'm really enjoying the thumping bass here, as I do on the E12 Ultra. The mid-range and highs are also great. There's the occasional harshness in the treble though, but mostly a sweet sound listening experience. The ANC feature of the Galaxy Buds 2, while not the best, is quite good for the price. Its noise cancellation is definitely not class leading, but it's still nice to have the feature than none. The latency is not noticeable. Probably just around 300 millisecond or something. Of course, turning on the gaming mode will help a lot on this. Overall, the sound quality of the Buds 2 is excellent for me. Alright. The Galaxy Buds 2 is definitely not perfect. It has a mediocre microphone noise cancelling. I'm not a fan on how they handle the controls and personally would like a button control than a touch control. And I know that many people consider the Buds 2 as a budget TWS, but it is actually not. Compared to the likes of Sabbat, Soundpeats, One More, Haylou, Fantech, and many other cheaper TWS brands out there, the Buds 2 is still very expensive, at almost 3 to 4 times more. The features of those cheaper brands are on par and might even be more as compared to the Buds 2. Don't get me wrong, the Buds 2 is not bad at all. I think it is really great. It is just hard to recommend it over the saturated cheaper TWS market, full of equally great TWS with the same or more features than the Buds 2. I just got this Buds 2 as a free item when I purchased my Galaxy S23. But personally, I will not buy a TWS on this price range. As I see it, there's only one defining reason to choose Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 over these cheaper and more feature-rich TWS. That is the Samsung ecosystem. If you have a Samsung phone, tablet or TV, the Buds 2 fits right into that ecosystem. It makes everything easier, from the pairing to switching seamlessly and other convenient Samsung-centric features. Everything just fits in perfectly. Other than these given facts, if you still want the Buds 2 and have the budget for it anyway, definitely get one and you will surely not regret it. If you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. If it has helped you in any way, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Nilisuj for watching. Noba Air.